Welcome back to DCeased, Hope at World's End, the continuation of your favorite DCeased storyline. My name is Benny, we're a Comicstorian, and we bring you audio dramas of your favorite comic books. And if you want to see this type of content continue, you need to make sure comic books continue. Help them recover from the pandemic by going to Comicsology or your favorite local comic book store and purchasing these issues and more comics to help them out if you're capable of doing so. If you like this type of content, please consider hitting that like button, and let's go ahead and get into this short story within the DCeased universe, featuring Wally West. Oh, and for those who are wondering what the DCeased universe is, it's a zombie-like universe where the anti-life equation made everyone into zombies. All right, let's move forward. Wally pulled Linda close to him, hugging her tightly. Stay here. Stay safe. Don't look at any screens. Keep the door barred, he tells her. I'll be back as fast as I can. And with a crack of blue lightning, Wally is gone. The energy of the Speed Force crackles around him as he moves throughout Keystone City, watching as the city tears itself apart. He's never seen anything spread this quickly. The virus spreads through screens and the blood of the victims that lash out at each other. He knows that every second he stands still, it's another second that his city doesn't have. Wally makes the only choice that he can. He doesn't stand still. In a blur, he moves, destroying screens as he goes, snatching phones out of people's hands. He keeps moving, he keeps saving. Blue lightning moving throughout the city. He begins to move as fast as he can, and he can feel it. The Speed Force brushing against him, and he reaches out. But a voice suddenly fills his ears. Wally, listen, I need you to hide, Batman tells him over his comms. But Wally refuses. If this virus takes you, Batman warns. You're not always right, Batman. You're just very confident, Wally tells him. There's a pause, and Batman informs him. Barry listened. Good for Barry. I'm gonna save my city. Another pause. Don't get bit. Don't look at any screens, Batman warns. Wally thanks him for the advice and tells him to let Dick know to stay out of trouble. Back at the Batcave, Batman turns to see the corpse of Dick Grayson and Tim Drake laying behind him. Godspeed, Wally. Godspeed. Wally keeps running, but he knows that he can't be everywhere at once. But his eyes widen as he realizes that he can. At the home of Max Mercury and Bart Allen, Max walks into the room, questioning whether Bart can hear the screaming coming from next door. In a blur of blue lightning, Wally is there, destroying the TV in a swipe. Wally, no, not the TV! Bart howls, but it takes less than a picosecond for Wally to catch them up on what's happening. Less if Bart hadn't kept interrupting with expert zombie advice. A quarter of a second later, Jesse Quick arrives as well. Keep stopping the spread in Keystone. I'm gonna look for somewhere that we can move these people nearby. In Central City, a woman is about to be infected, and in a blur, the blighted are gone. In New York, Roy Harper is trying to hold off a swarm of creatures, protecting those on the rooftop with him, but in a crack of lightning, the blighted are gone. And in Gotham, the creatures silently reach out for Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, but a gust of wind and they are safe once more. Did you hear someone? Ivy asks, and Harley smiles at her words. Yeah, are you hearing the voices in your head too, Red? I hope the voices are nicer than mine. Wally returns to the others, telling them that everywhere on Earth seems to be infected. That we have to find another Earth, Max tells them. They run to the Flash Museum, where they find the tandem quantum treadmill, the only thing that will allow them to go fast enough to purposefully open up a portal into another universe. Max nods, telling Wally and Barry that they are the only ones fast enough to get on the treadmill. You're gonna go out there and battle zombies while I run in a straight line? Bart asks, worried about Max. This is the only way this is going to work, Bart, Max tells the young boy. Wally tells Max and Jesse to make sure that none of the survivors have any screens, or they'll bring the infection to the new world. The two of them begin to run on the treadmill, opening up the portal. 12 minutes pass and 146,000 people have been brought through the portal. But Bart, he's struggling. He's clutching at his chest. And finally, the last of the people are brought through. You two get your butts. But as Max begins to state that, Bart collapses, falling, tumbling through the air backwards as his speed stops. He flies through the wall. Keep running, I'll get him. Keep the portal open, Max orders, turning and dashing away. He dashes outside, seeing the young boy surrounded by the blighted ones. Inside, Wally is running. It's too much for him, though, and he begins to slow down, his lungs burning, and he can feel his heart trying to beat out of his chest. He begins to trip, but Max is there, pulling them both through the portal. And on the other side, Wally congratulates Max, but the old speedster shakes his head. There's no time. The others see that he was cut by the undead. Sorry, kid. I'm not as fast as I used to be. Max tells him that he can feel the infection. He can feel it crawling through his body. He tells Wally to do what he has to do, and he leans down, hugging Bart. I love you. Be good, boy, he tells the young lad. Wally reaches out, putting his hand on Max's shoulder, and they run. They run through the light, through sound. They run into silence, into calm. And Max turns back, looking at Wally as he enters the Speed Force. "Thanks, Wally," he says with a smile. And then he's gone. A streak of blue, outpacing pain, outpacing death, forever running. And that concludes another DCeased Hope at World's End short story. Now, we still don't fully know what's going on with these, because this one feels like it's a fully short story all unto itself, but the Black Adam one felt like it was supposed to be a two-parter. So I don't know, we're going to keep doing these individually for now, and maybe we'll just keep doing this as they come out so you guys get DCeased videos on a regular basis. Does good for the channel, plus you guys seem to enjoy it. But like I said at the beginning of this video, if you want to help the comic book industry get back on its feet, then you need to go out and buy the comics at Comicsology or go to your local comic book store. They're starting to produce them again, and we need to show our support for this. Now, keep in mind, DC releases books on Tuesdays, and Marvel releases books on Wednesdays, along with the rest of the industry. So you have comic books coming out 2 days a week now. I hope you guys are on board with going out and checking them out. If you can't afford it because of these trying times, don't worry. I just want to make people aware who can afford it that this is something we need to do to support the industry and keep it going, keep it alive. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time right here. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, and yeah, I'll see you then.